Good morning, and welcome to Women Who Rock with Success. And this is your show host, Miss Diane Winbush. We're so thankful that you tuned in with us on today. It's a little raining a little bit today in the studio, but we are so delighted that you tuned in with us. Have a couple of announcements that we would like to make before we get started on the broadcast on today. We have two open segments that we're going to start working with women on our Roku television, and that's going to be extreme couponing, as well as we have an additional feature that we're going to be having for women on our TV show, and that's going to be sports. And so that's just something to get women to be able to get engaged with the platform even the more. And then we're also going to be coming to Apple TV and Amazon Fire Stick real soon for you. So just keep in mind of those two opportunities that will be coming up for Roku, and as well as if you would like to advertise on any of our digital platforms, just go to our website at www.womenwhorockWithSuccess.com, and then you can send a contact submission page to us. Okay, so today we know that from the month of June, July, August, September, and October, those are the months that women and men usually get engaged with bridals. We, start picking out different things. We start setting wedding dates. And so today, our guest, Miss Brenda Cascio, is here in the studio live on the call, and she's going to be providing a lot of tips and resources for us in regards to get you planned and prepared, as well as her business. She's going to be able to share some information about that so you can be able to order from her if you choose and select to do so. So good morning and welcome to the show.
Hi, Diane. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm doing great. So tell us a little bit about you, how you got started, a little bit before the wedding plan, and then leading up to how you became the wedding planner.
Yeah, well, this is Audrey Craig. So I'm the daughter. My mom is Brenda, and she is doing 10 o'clock with you. So I'm the one that, anyway, I'm the daughter. Yeah. So, we got into this over 12 years ago. I had graduated from the University of Texas in corporate communications and was looking to do something creative. And my mom at that time had been looking to do just to start a business. And she'd had businesses in the past. And we, had seen in the wedding industry that there was just a lack of, quality items, especially when favors. A lot of it was like trinkets and things like that, and we were trying to do something a little bit more, something different, something creative, and something quality, and keepsake favors that people really want to keep, later on and not toss. So we saw there was a, market there, and that's kind of how we got into what was started as Gracious Bridal, and it has morphed into what it is today, GB Design House, where we custom design everything in-house. We have 10 designers total, and we design everything from events, weddings, lots of corporate goods, retirement parties, you name it. We do it.
Awesome. So why the name Gracious Bridal? What caused that name to come about? Because, different, fields that we're in have different key phrases to it. So why the word gracious?
My mom actually is the one that came up with that name, and we just thought it kind of reflected of, what we wanted to portray to, our customers, and it just fit what we were doing at that time really well. And then as we morphed more into a design house, we renamed it GB for Gracious Bridal Design House, just so that it wasn't just pertaining to weddings, because as our business grew, we saw, a lot of people coming to us, after their wedding for their baby shower and for family reunion and for, graduation cups and derby parties and corporate goods. So we decided to change our name, which is always kind of scary, but we still kept the GB in there for Design House, but that way it reflects more of what we do now.
Okay, perfect. So what was the passion that drove you to be able to get in this type of branding with your mom?
We realized, like I said, that with the wedding industry being kind of missing some things, it was a good place for us to start. And that was, in 2006, at the end of 2006 when we started. And so, we thought, hey, let's try working together too. And, it's been a really good run, and we work together well. We bounce ideas off each other well, and we've even had my two sisters. They've been a part of it, in and out of having kids and things like that. So it's been a family affair for a while.
Okay, great. Okay, so everybody has wedding jitters. I don't know. I've been married for a long, long time, since the dinosaur days. And so do you see a lot of, or do you all see a lot of couples that perhaps maybe come in, or the bride that may come in and have wedding jitters?
Yeah, we do. We're on the other end of it, though. A lot of times we work with the brides, their moms, or the event planners. We're not doing the planning of the event, but we work side by side with event planners, because they'll come to us and say, hey, they're having, rustic wedding out in Fredericksburg, and this is kind of the theme they're going for. Can you design a logo for that? And we're going to want to do, cups and napkins and invitations and, all the wedding collateral is what we do. So we don't see it as much on this side. This side is fun, because they're like, oh, can't wait to get our, our invitations, and they're excited about all these things, which makes it nice.
Okay, wonderful. So how rewarding has this, been for you as an entrepreneur in regards to, you being able to plan and, because sometimes individuals, they perhaps maybe get burnt out on whatever it is that they're doing. Well, I don't want to, this is something I want to be able to launch on something, launch to something maybe 5 years down the road. So how has this been rewarding for you since 2006?
It really has been. We've received, even more so in the past couple of years, some great accolades and great press, and worked with some celebrity clients and stuff as well, which is always fun. But I think the most rewarding thing is looking at, when I get to look at our reviews, or we hear really great feedback from our clients, and they say, you made my day. You got it here, a week in advance. This was one of the things I didn't have to stress about, on my wedding, and are easy to work with. We try to treat our customers exactly like we want to be treated, which sounds, obvious, but I don't feel like it's done like that a lot, just in general in business. So we really try to go bend over backwards for our clients and, make them happy. So with that, reaping the benefits of, those reviews or those testimonials when they come back and say, it was great and we just made that process easy and they loved everything we did and designed. That's what really, at the end of the day, makes it really rewarding for us.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So let's kind of switch sides here in regards to what you do versus competitiveness in e-commerce, because a lot of times entrepreneurs, they are online. They're trying to grow a business online. They're trying to find ways to be able to market. Sometimes it can be a challenge for some entrepreneurs to be able to, find their niche online. So how challenging is e-commerce, or, that you have perhaps maybe have experienced, as a beginner, starting out? I'm not going to say 2006, perhaps maybe the entrepreneur path was there before then, but how challenging, or were there some challenges that you faced in the beginning in regards to e-commerce?
Yeah, we definitely did. I mean, in 2006, that was, a little while back, and and Google, their algorithms change all the time, and that can really, disrupt what you have going, online and what you think is working at that time. And so we had a really big drop. I guess it was in 2012. They made a major algorithm change, and not to mention before that in 2008 when, there was a recession. So all that's scary, but at the same time, like, I always felt like us starting when we did and going through some of those things made us, wiser and tougher, made us more lean. And so with marketing and things like that, we're careful about what we do spend marketing dollars on. And we have found, especially the past couple of years, of social media. Now that's a great way for us to market, and through Pinterest and Instagram and Facebook. But those ways right now I feel like are really hot, especially for what we do, which is, showing pretty pictures of what we have designed for clients. So that's kind of where we market the most right now for our website.
Because I think that is very important, and that's what I was explaining to someone that reached out to Women Who Rock with Success, actually on social media. And so they reached out to us, and they sent us a pitch, but there were no images. And so I went in, instead of being aggressive, I went in and I gave them some feedback. If you want to be able to market, or you're trying to pitch a brand, you need to have proof. You need to have evidence. You need to have something tangible to be able to show to whomever that you're trying to pitch to of the evidence of the products and services that you were trying to offer. So I think that is very, very important. Facebook is a good opportunity for individuals that are trying to launch, and also to be able to get in the presence of other entrepreneurs. So how effective can So how effective can marketing be for entrepreneurs as e-commerce?
I think it's a great way for entrepreneurs, to get out there. And like I said, and you just said about the pictures and having great photos, that makes a difference, especially in our field, where it's, the designs are what sells it. And so since we are a design house and we focus so heavily on, custom designing and us creating the perfect thing for our clients, we try to do photo shoots regularly to get out there and, put it out there on social media. And so I think it's a great way now, to get started, which that really wasn't back when we were, starting out in 2006. It was more of us just doing Google ads. But now I think you can kind of pinpoint your audience on who you're targeting, through Facebook and Instagram ads, and you can kind of target that age group or, whatever you're going for. And that's definitely been effective for us, for sure.
Okay. And so even if, or although that an entrepreneur may face some issues or some bumps in the road, how can they pick up from there? How can they overcome those obstacles?
You said to overcome the obstacles?
So take, for instance, like if they're out there and they're doing e-commerce, they may have a lipstick line, or they may have a fashion design line that they're trying to be able to get off the ground. They're trying to build. So what are some of the ways that they can be able to climb over the bumps that they may have, or that may occur in their business while they're trying to build it?
Yeah, obviously with every business you're going to have leaps and hurdles and obstacles, and we've definitely had our share since we've been around. But I think one thing that we try to do is to stop, really assess the situation, to figure out what we could have done differently, that might have helped, us not be in that certain situation, or what we can do next time, and really just evaluate when there is an obstacle, all the different, opportunities and ways that we could make it differently next time. Because you're always going to have hurdles, you're always going to have obstacles, but I think the best thing to do is just to, try to learn from them and prepare yourself for next time, so that maybe it's a different obstacle, but not the same one. So I think that's kind of what we've always tried to do, and it helps us not repeat the same mistakes or get to the same roadblocks as we did before. They'll be different. We're going to reach them. They will be different. But at least we've learned from, whenever we have one, we sit down and learn from it so we can move on and do better.
Exactly, because I do believe that sometimes individuals are really they try to give up just because they hit the first hurdle, or they hit the first bump. Sometimes entrepreneurs don't know how to reach out to other individuals because they feel that they, perhaps maybe have to pay, or they may have to pay someone to mentor. And so that's the reason why our podcast is here, is to be able to bring them information, tools, and resources through experts such as yourself to be able to help them to be able to overcome some boundaries that they perhaps maybe face, in their business, because e-commerce, that is kind of that's a big industry today. It's real huge. There's a lot of people that are out there. They're just building clotheslines, but sometimes when they hit the hurdle, they say, okay, I'm going to close up shop. And so I think it's very important, for the, in regards to the tools and resources that you just given, that we stay mindful of that comes with the job.
Yeah, and with e-commerce, there's so much competition. It's not like you're on a, brick and mortar. We do have a brick and mortar design studio in Austin, but we're mainly, online. And but with e-commerce, you have so much competition, and new businesses popping up overnight. So I think the important thing is to, be able to set yourself apart, whatever your strong, point is. And I think ours is where we really strive for great customer service, great designs, and, that's, I think, what has helped us still be around, almost 13 years later.
Absolutely. In regards to customers being dissatisfied, sometimes we can do our best. Sometimes we can be able to set out sometimes our products, our services, what we offer individuals can be the best. It can shine just like gold. I know I went through a situation like that, I think, less than a month ago. I put the best foot forward into making a specific customer happy. When they brought their brand to me, it was disarrayed. It was just all over the place. And so when I brought my tools and resources to them, they was like, oh, well, I'm not for sure, if I like this. So what would you do, or how would you handle it in your past experience of a dissatisfied customer?
Well, dissatisfied customers, one thing that we have learned to do over the years, and since everything that we make is just custom made for the client, we've realized a couple things that help us keep good, to make our customers happy is when they place an order online, they'll put, kind of give us an idea of what they're wanting. Everything we do, we go back and forth, with the customer. We design it, and we send them a digital proof to make sure everything is great before it goes into production, to be printed. We give them all the information. We have photos, galore on our website of different cup sizes, different napkin qualities, different invitation papers, and things like that. But we always try to go the extra mile at the beginning to make sure, hey, I want to make sure a 9-ounce cup is not going to fit beer. It's more for wine, and or invitation paper. Do you want to go with the thicker paper? Because if you do this one, it's great, but it's thinner, and give everything. Just make it very clear at the beginning. Do digital proofs of everything so that once it's printed, the customer knows what they're getting, and that's helped us a lot. So luckily, we don't have that many dissatisfied customers, but when we do, of course it's going to happen, but when we do, kind of what I said before about taking that and learning from the situation and look over everything and say, okay, could we have done something differently here, And sometimes you're just going to have customers that just aren't happy, and probably anywhere they shop, they're just not going to be happy with anything, and that's just, part of life and part of that person. But we always try to, dissect the situation and say, did we do something wrong? Could we changed it? And if we made a mistake on our end, we always fix it. That is no matter what, we always fix it, because at the end we want customers, to be happy. So it's really important for us to, go the extra mile to make that happen.
Awesome. So getting everything clear, proofreading everything from the beginning before it actually goes through the final step. That's awesome.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. So, yeah, that alone has made a big difference, huge difference.
Okay. And so I'm going to shift gears a little bit in regards to entrepreneur and in regards to lifestyle. So how can entrepreneurs balance work and play? I know some individuals, they make a to-do list. Sometimes that to-do list is not, sometimes it does not play out sometimes it don't play out the same way every day. So sometimes individuals may have children, husband, they have some other curriculums that they do after work. So in your terms, how have you been able to, as an entrepreneur and a business owner, been able to balance work and play at the same time?
It is tough, really tough, and I'm still trying to figure that out. I said 2019 was going to be the year that I really try to balance everything more, but it's always easier said than done. And with us being, a lot online, we have customers at night writing, on weekends, and so I feel like pretty much every day I'm working, and at night I'm on working a lot as well. And I have 2 small children and a husband, and so it's hard. It's hard to balance. I've been trying when I get home from work and my kids are out of school to not open my computer again until they go to bed, and then that way I get back on after they go to sleep. And I try on the weekends to limit it more than I used to. So I'm still trying to find it. It's hard, but you do have to just, making that to-do list is very helpful. And I've realized sometimes I'll make that list and I won't even get to some of the things till a week later. But at least, that list helps remind me of things that I do need to do. And I think at this point with my kids, 2 girls, 4 and 7, I'm realizing, these years are going by really fast. And so I need to make a little bit more time for my family, because it's going to pass by and they're going to be, they're going to be teenagers sooner than later, and I'll be like, what happened with the time? So I do my best to try to balance, but it's definitely a work in progress for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are little ones. They're tiny. 4 and 7. Oh, wow. Okay. So let's go back to the wedding. That the products and services that you all offer. So take us through a brief step. So, and the reason why I ask this is because for the listeners, I want them to be able to engage, take it step by step, as if they're coming into your facility, your establishment, of what they would expect. So give us like a little brief, walkthrough. If a potential client or a customer would be interested in your products and services, does it start from online and then they come and visit to the brick and mortar, or does it start from the brick and mortar and then they be able to work their way through with you and your mom through the process of planning different things that they want out of your products and services that you have to offer?
Yeah. Well, our brick and mortar is in Austin, and that's our design studio. And so in there we have lots of different samples and, all the different imitations, foil printed versus letterpress, different cup sizes, materials, brides makeups, things like that, so that for clients that are local, they can come in and really look at all the, look at everything before they order. And that's always really helpful. However, we have the majority of our clients are not in Austin, and they're, New York, California, lots in Texas, but we have them all over. So for other customers, they'll go onto our website, GB Design House, and they can start, looking at getting ideas. On our pages, we have our different font options, designs. We put lots of different photos on there so you can see, what we've done in the past. And again, everything is customizable. So we can design a logo, or they can, give us a logo if they already have it, and we can do it on any of our items. And so there's a lot of, especially with the design process, a lot of emails and conversations sometimes at the beginning, because a customer might be looking for something, they don't see it, want to know if we can do it. The answer is always yes, we can. And then after an order is placed, then we start designing. And again, nothing is, put into production until everything is approved by the client, because again, we want to make sure that they are getting exactly what they want. So, but yeah, we go back and forth with them, designing different items, and sometimes they'll, start with invitations or save the dates to get those out. And then usually a lot of the other things, wedding collateral, as we like to call it, the cups, napkins, brides makeups, and things like that come at the end. So we do get a lot of repeat business, which is nice, and customer referrals, which we always love. So so we make it easy. We make it very easy, and again, we'll design anything for the clients that they want.
Awesome. So, I guess this next question is going to be kind of 50-50, but here goes. So with the declining stage of David's Bridal, and so a lot of times individuals, whatever products and brands that they offer to the world, we'll just put it like that. And sometimes individuals that are up under that umbrella, because I know David Bridal has been a huge asset here in the South of where we live, you know, to many, many brides and to many, many grooms and what have you. So how has this, I guess, energized you all, you and your mother, even the more? I mean, I don't know if David Bridal has been a competition in your location of where you are, but I know it's been a huge competition for a lot of bridal, you know, services here in the South.
Right.
So if an individual is going out and they're declining, what would you think would be the next step for you to do to be able to improve your services so you can be able to, you know, okay, so let me use for an example. If I have a shoe shop, and the shoe shop shines shoes, so but I'm like a little sublet under it because this individual, this brick and mortar has been here for about 100 of years.
Right.
So when that brick and mortar perhaps begins to decline, which we're not, you know, being biased about that, sometimes other businesses that may shine shoes may, you know, brush up their skills, their tools, so they can be able to move up the ladder. So in respective to that type of example, how would that be for individuals such as yourself to be able to, what would you do to be able to see what you can be able to do to be able to fit in that slot if it was David Bridal or if it was another brand that was perhaps maybe a little bit more influential than what you have to offer?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense a little bit?
Yeah. Well, with David's Bridal, since they do mainly clothing, it's not really a competition for us. However, there's always bigger people than we are. Just like any, you know, business, there's always going to be bigger competitors, ones that, you know, have been out there longer, ones that have bigger staffs and can produce more. And so, you know, we see a little gap opening. You know, like anything, you kind of try to take it up a notch and see if you can reach in that market. And you hope that maybe with that one place, you know, being, you know, closing or being behind, that it does open up the market more for, you know, mom and pop or boutique businesses such as ours. We consider us a boutique design house. So definitely a different playing area from a boutique business versus, you know, a chain that's in, you know, every big city. And so I'm sure, I know it's helped here, you know, in Austin. Austin is very supportive of local businesses, and there's not many like bridal stores that do dresses and bridesmaid dresses and things like that. But the ones that do, I think they've benefited well, you know, from that because they have just, you know, taken up that market, and now it's pretty much all the mom and pop places left that are here. But yeah, I mean, I think you always just, even if you look at your competitors and you always say, what are they doing that I could be doing? It's just kind of makes you want to go the extra step and push yourself and you know, see what else you can do to branch out. So it's always a good thing, you know, to see what's around you, for sure.
Exactly. And, of course, we wish David Bridal's the best. It was just a question that I threw in there. I said, I thought about that. I think it was yesterday. I said, I think that would be a pretty good question to ask because sometimes entrepreneurs, they be like, okay, I can be able to be the next one in line or I can be able to step up to the plate. So I just wanted to kind of, I guess, interject that in there because we don't wish anyone, you know, any failure. But
exactly.
Yeah, we just wanted to be able to give those types of tools and resources to them. So what would be the long-term goals that you would like to see for your business?
Long-term goals, I would say we keep coming out with new items and new lines, and so we're working on some things right now. We just launched our invitation line a couple months ago, and, again, doing printed and letterpress and foil invitations, save the dates, menus, things like that. So we're still working on that, getting, you know, just different lines within invitations out. And but we have some other new things coming down later on this year. I think long-term goals is to keep growing. I like it being a boutique business. You know, I like keeping it that size. Our whole team is like a family, and that's really important. And so it's been, you know, I think just to keep growing it. And one day, like my little girls always say, one day when I work at GB Design House. So, you know, hopefully one day it's still there for my daughters to take over. So, and for us just to keep growing and moving and coming out with new things.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that it will, because you all seem like you have a real, you know, after viewing your website, you have a very awesome and stunning platform that you, in a variety of wedding essentials that you have to offer to your patrons. So, yeah, I think that it will, because people are going to continue to get married forever.
Exactly.
And so that's just going to be something. Yeah, exactly. That's going to be something that's going to be going on for a long, long time. And so that's I try to ask questions to my guests on the what if. And so that was the purpose of me asking that, because I was just laying down last night and I was just thinking of something else, what I could be able to do for the women. And so we always have to be thinking as entrepreneurs, what can we do to be able to take it a notch higher?
Exactly.
So with that being to be able to keep the customers engaged. That's what we want to do. And so if they continue to see the same thing, they're going to, you know, perhaps maybe lose attention, lose focus, and also lose a taste of the business. And so I was just thinking about something, and I got up and I put it into action. So I think that's the things about a CEO, business owner, or an entrepreneur. We just have to always be thinking, even in our sleep.
Exactly, right. So I keep a pen and paper by my bed, because a lot of times in the middle of the night when I think of something.
Exactly. So with the last question that we have for you today, this conversation has been so awesome on the podcast today. We have enjoyed you so much. So how can the listeners be able to connect with you, any social media platforms that you would like to share with the listeners, as well as any publications that you would like to refer to them, or any upcoming events that you have and your mother have in the community? You can share that at this time.
Yeah, well, they can connect with us on our social media platforms. On Instagram, it's GB Design House, and on Facebook, we're Gracious Bridal Design House. So they can connect with us there, and they can always reach out to us at hello@gbdesignhouse.com and take a look at what we offer, and email us with any questions, you know, any concerns, anything, and or give us a call at our brick and mortar. It's 800-640-9122, and we're always here to help, you know, answer any questions and just hopefully make their day as special as it can be.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, because we have gentlemen that are listening in on to our podcast as well. And so we have been speaking today with Audrey Craig, and she is also co-founder with her mother of this business. And we know that when summertime comes, we're in the lift for the best, not the best dress, but the best items and accessories to go with our wedding. And so this is the purpose of you listening on the broadcast today, is to be able to make sure that you get those tools and resources that you need to be able to plan. So thank you so much, Audrey, for being our guest on Women Who Rock with Success on today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Perfect. So for all upcoming events, listeners and fans, go to our website at www.womenwhorockwithsuccess.com. Stay on that line. 10 o'clock, we will have Brenda Cascio. This is the mother of this brand in Gracious House, and it's just going to even get even better. So stay tuned. Do not move that dial. Stay right where you are, and we're going to be able to bring the mother on at 10 o'clock, which is also going to be awesome, too. So thank you so much for being our guest once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so you all stay put. Okay. Thank you.